Worlds may be about to collide in the city's efforts to fight homelessness. A new staff report calls for homeless encampments to be allowed even closer to residential neighborhoods. The buffer zone would fall from 100 meters to 25 in London. CTV's Bryan Bicknell has more.
Antonio and Maria Alice have lived at this Watson Street home for 23 years. But about 3 years ago, encampments started popping up in nearby Watson Park, just off Wellington Road.
It's very scary.
Life on the street is now very different.
Because before it was peaceful until they settled in the park, Thomas Park here in Watson. So, and one time they break in on our backyard, they stole stuff.
The elderly couple has even had to deal with violence.
One of the guys living in the park attacked him with a knife. Yeah. Because he has problem with hearing and they were demanding money and he didn't hear that. And when he got closer, he pulled the knife and started attacking him.
Just off Warncliffe Road, Chris Sinclair says he's just trying to survive staying at this encampment at Evergreen Park.
They bring bag lunches down here and stuff like that, so that's why I'm sticking around this area. And it's well, we're not getting pushed out. We're not bothering people near their lawns, but I really wish that there was more shelters and more places that for these young guys out here. They shouldn't be out here.
Finding the balance between helping those in need and making sure area residents feel safe, that's the hard part. City staff essentially saying they need more flexibility to accomplish both. A city staff report is asking city councilors to reduce the distance allowed between encampments and residential property lines from 100 meters to 25 meters.
And so when we move those people repeatedly, we push them further away, both from a trust and relationship standpoint, but also from a physical standpoint, where it becomes very difficult to either traverse the terrain to get to them, but also to get those services and those resources to them. Councillors
are also being asked to approve funding to continue service depots until the end of 2025, a cost of $2.5 million. Meanwhile, ARC Aid is seeking $4.3 million annually to keep shelter beds open at its William Street location until March 2027. Mayor Josh Morgan is calling for senior governments to step up with funding.
I have no intention of wanting to use the operating budget contingency reserve or municipal dollars to continue to fund these. I think we need to create a backstop for the funding, but ultimately ask for the resources to come from the allocations that other levels of government have already agreed to.
The report goes to Council's Strategic Priorities and Policy Committee on Tuesday. Bryan Bicknell, CTV News.